My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 19, 2023. It is 12:15 a.m. Oh my goodness. Yesterday after I did my recording and I finished the first video on time when I was supposed to give the computer back, and I ended up recording another video, and that video took a while to edit. And then after that, do my motherly duty, do the house, cook and whatever. And then I was out. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so there's my back end. Again, still stuck at $300 and change. $354.29. And my last video for the day had 1.5 thousand views. So I don't know what's going on. And then my subscriber went up 2,991. Okay, analytics. All right, just to show you, it went up and then slightly down, back and forth. Okay, so it's stuck at this amount. There is absolutely no way. Okay, around this time I should be about a couple $1,000, because on my PYTE I've had less amount of views and I was reaching $800 before. Okay, so I'm just showing you for record purposes. So let's go on Twitter. Oh, and I have this is the second video that I did yesterday, and I'm uploading it. So it's due July 24th. Let's schedule it. Everything is good. Oh, let's see about the monetization thing. I talk about it in one of, okay, so usually the beginning, okay, that's when people watch. Okay, so they stuck everything near the end. This is fine. Let's put 130 and let's put one in between. Okay, like every, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. All right, so and then we schedule it for the 24th. Close. Perfect. All right, so let's go on Twitter. So the talk of Twitter is still about Dan Wootton. So let me catch up. I literally put these together before I start recording, and then I put it together and then went take a shower and then come back. All right, let's see here. In the interest of balance, Dan Wootton has just addressed these allegations on air. 6 minutes and 8 seconds. All right, it will be screenshot, but listen to the audio.
This is GB News, Britain's news channel. I'm Dan Wootton, and as a journalist, I feel uncomfortable being the story. But I've always promised you that this show has no spin and no bias and no censorship.
So he claimed himself to be a journalist. Okay, but let's listen.
Oh, I owe it to you to address this. As you probably don't know, hopefully you don't know, because you're not insane enough to pay attention to the cesspit of social media. These past few days, I have been the target of a smear campaign by nefarious players with an axe to grind. Notably, by an ex-partner who I was, and this is something I've never spoken about and it's very difficult to talk about publicly, but who I was previously abused by.
Oh!
And who has...
So he's the one who's been abused. So he's turning it around. Very interesting. So how come he then reported? So if he was being abused, oh, he turned the table. Okay. So no wonder why he took a while. So he had to take a while to think how he's going to address that. Let's continue.
It's been on a campaign to destroy my life. In the past, he has written to me confessing to being a, quote, psychopath.
What?
And I saw this firsthand when he threatened in writing to, quote, slit my throat, many years after we had broken up. I have been forced to report his behaviour and threats to police. They are now investigating. He has created an untrue story about me and appears to have been working with an organisation who are intent on closing down this channel, whose reporters include a convicted phone hacker. The Guardian has also reported it tonight. What a surprise. Other unspeakable slurs have been made by a convicted extortionist I have never even met, who has a long history of blackmailing gay men and was sent to jail for a number of years by a judge who said his behaviour was, quote, compulsive and provided a high risk to the public. I, like all fallible human beings, have made errors of judgment in the past, but the criminal allegations being made against me are simply untrue. I would like nothing more than to address those spurious claims. I could actually spend the next 2 hours doing so, but on the advice of my lawyers, I cannot comment further. But I have been thinking much over the past few days about the current state of social media, where any allegation can be made in an attempt to get someone cancelled, but it is impossible to defend yourself against thousands of trolls. That said, I am coming on air tonight with a lot of humility too. I think being in the middle of this witch hunt has made me think a lot about the sort of journalist and broadcaster I aspire to be. One focused on the massive political threats facing this country, not on personal attacks. I mean, who doesn't have regrets? Should I be cancelled for them many years later? Or do you accept that I have learned and changed? The last few years, I've grown professionally and personally. And I've also found the meaning of true love after that truly toxic relationship with my ex that hurt me and damaged me.
Oh, really?
I found happiness in my personal life with my wonderful boyfriend who is here tonight, my friends and family and my world. The toll that this has taken on their mental health, well, I mean, that is literally killing me.
Mental health. Okay. Phew.
To watch. There is a reason why I have since day one on this show had a segment called Uncancelled. Because our rush to judge before due process, thanks in my case to the mad ramblings of highly politicised Twitter trolls and revolting blogs that eschew basic journalistic standards, is destroying democracy. And that's why, by the way, I didn't say a word about Hugh Edwards. Not one word. No tweet was deleted by me, despite the misinformation and lies perpetuated by Carol Vorderman. I didn't know the facts, and I wasn't going to weigh in until I did. I do also note that there are dark forces out to try and take this brilliant channel down. Whether it's Nigel's bank account, which we're going to hear about from him soon, Patrick's Twitter, Jacob and Lee's ability to speak out, Calvin, who is also here tonight, his right to have religious views, or Lawrence speaking out against the entertainment establishment. We have all found ourselves under attack. And that's because GB News is the biggest threat to the establishment in decades. And they'll stop at nothing to destroy us. But we will keep fighting for you because we are a family here. You have been with me since day one on what has been a life-changing experience for me, and we have each other's back. The way you have understood what's been happening these past few days, and I've seen it, I've seen your messages, I've seen what you've had to say, and that has meant the world to me. I recognise I'm a polarising figure, and by speaking out in this way, I'm opening the gates of hell on my life.
Okay, feel free to walk in it. You know, as he's speaking, what I would like to be done is for him to have take a lie detector test. Each time he lies, the thing buzz, give him some sort of an electrical shock.
But social media has become a race to the bottom. Pile-ons are now the way to cancel a person. Our country is better than that. We must be. We must be, and that's why GB News exists.
Oh, please.
What we're trying to do here is something different. to give a voice to the long forgotten people of the United Kingdom.
Who are those people?
And a great man reminded me today, people don't follow you because you're right. They follow you because you're real. So thank you for your support and the support of GB News.
I mean, I don't live in the UK. I don't know how whatever he shows on his station. Does he bring people who's suffering?
Last night my wife spent an hour trying to glue my daughter's school shoes back together. I mean, I'm 65, I've worked all my life and we can't afford £20 for a pair of shoes.
So with the gas, electric and my mortgage, that's 75% of my wages gone without anything else, without any, council tax, water rates, car insurance, petrol, food, any of that. 75% of my wages gone.
Do you find it hard?
Yes, yes.
And so are you optimistic at all about the future?
Optimism. It's not a word I use a lot these days.
Who can pay their bills, who's going through some issues financially, and some of the things like Byline usually highlight. Has he been, do GB News bring this type of people there? Saying how much they're like NHS and things like that.
Now, the actual news with Polly Middlehost.
Because he's saying he gives voice to the voiceless, because these are the people who need help. But okay, let me read some of the comment. No hidden. Okay, what did they say here? In the interest of balance, Dan Wootton has just addressed this allegation on air. So this is the response. No, he didn't. He didn't address the 12 former colleagues who claim he catfished them for compromising image to hold over their head. Okay, let's see here. Luckily, I read the article. I'll find the link and put it in the description for you. I'm not gonna read it again. It's in one of my last video, not the one that I just showed you. I made that'll be public on the 24th. There's one before that on the 23rd. Alright, I think that's where I read it. Okay, he then mentioned Martin Branning or Maria Joseph either. I have no sympathy for him. He waged a hate campaign for years and it's turned on him with a vengeance. Courts can decide he's innocent, but he'd do well to look at his words and action and future. Okay, honestly, there was more sincerity in his stage video of him laying flowers for Queen Elizabeth II. What a performance. Now, this is a narcissist. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Great actor, reversal tactic. Yep, that's exactly what he did. Turn the table. Then mention the police investigation or 12 victims. So the news has finally gotten onto his skin. Let's see how this plays further. Definitely. Let's go to the next tweet. And this is Dr. Shola who's addressing it as well. Okay. Those GIF usually make me laugh. Okay, I don't believe you, Dan Wootton. That monologue was nothing but verbal diarrhea. Dan Wootton, an expert in smearing, smear campaign, and the entire nation goes. Okay, what is it? Where we throw our heads back in laughter. Okay, there's the thumbs up. Okay, like a big boy, Dan can give it, but he can't take it. Take your meds. Dan Wootton is the king of smear campaign, Caroline Flack, Lily Allen, Meghan Markle, etc. Surely there is some rule, law, you can't go on TV and present to an audience smear against those you claim to be smearing you. There's the blowing head. Some lawyers somewhere approved this, as well as all the station. I found it rich to talk about media and social media piling onto someone, when for years they have done the same to Meghan without a proof of her being what they claim. There's that. There was nothing behind those eyes but pure evil. There's this. People are laughing. I do believe him for 1 second. Then Wootton exposed. If Dan Wootton's mouth is moving, he's either threatening someone or lying. This shall be his theme song until he's locked up. You're about to lose your job. Cling, cling. Okay, so that's the laugh. Let's go to the next tweet. And this is a video from ITV. He is a baggage for God. That's all I know. Okay, so this is Rebecca Berry. I started following her when she was reporting on Harry's court phone hacking. Okay, so let's see. This is 1 minute and 48 seconds. Dan Wootton's former and current employers, The Sun and Mail Online, had confirmed they are looking into allegation against him. All right, 1 minute and 48 seconds.
turned GB News presenter Dan Wootton used the opening minutes of his programme tonight to speak out against what he called a smear campaign and unspeakable slurs against him on social media. Both The Sun and the Mail have confirmed tonight that they are investigating allegations against him, and Rebecca is here to bring us up to date. Very legally contentious story, but over to you.
Yeah, for any of those who don't know the name Dan Wootton, you might be aware of his work as a tabloid journalist. He now writes a column for the Mail Online, but he was at the News of the World and at The Sun, where he most famously perhaps broke the story that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were planning to leave their roles in the royal family and move abroad, which was of course an enormous story with enormous repercussions. In the last few days, he's faced allegations. He's accused of using a fake identity to pay people for sexually explicit images. In his show,
and that's from the Byline article that I read on that video. Again, the link will be in the description for you to read.
Tonight on GB News, he addressed those allegations, describing it as a smear campaign and a witch hunt.
As a journalist, I feel uncomfortable being the story, but I've always promised you that this show has no spin and no bias and no censorship. So I owe it to you to address this. I, like all fallible human beings, have made errors of judgment in the past, but the criminal allegations being made against me are simply untrue.
Well, tonight, both his current and his former employers have told us, that's the News UK, which publishes The Sun, and DMG Media, the parent company of the Mail Online. They've told us that they are aware of these allegations and they are looking into them.
Okay, Rebecca, thank you very much indeed.
And let's not forget one of the people who made the allegation, and he said that he's put these things out a long time ago, but they're resurfacing again. So what happened the first time he had put those things out? Did anybody do anything about it? Okay, let's see here. A lot of interest in this story. We need an investigation. Let's see here, starting with Dan and Jason Kunoff. You know the connection via Sons and Buckingham Palace. Even the royal expert confessed that all leaks come from Buckingham Palace. He even said that. Dan Wootton even said that. They're coming from the royal family. The royal family are the one who's leaking to the press.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Okay, even the royal expert confessed that all leaks come from Buckingham Palace, the Wells team, then also exposed Harry and Meghan Canada location like no other know about it. Knopf received a medal from Willie. That's the thing. I mean, this is why I keep on saying, when you see something, you don't want to insert your human behavior into it because you feel so angry about it. You say, God, this is for you. Take care of it. Maybe this might even reveal itself without Harry and Meghan have to hire any lawyer to get any of that. And I think Harry and Meghan have moved on. Harry's only dealing with the phone hacking. But let them expose themselves one by one. Baggage for God. I'm having to manage my intense schadenfreude. This gonna happen to a more deserving man. He's hoping he gets to experience all the feelings he's caused so many others, and that his mental health takes a lovely trip, a lovely little trip down the same path he inflicted on Caroline Flack. Okay, commercial. Funny how ITV have closed their comments. Are they protecting them? They will happily leave it on about allegation about others. We see the media corruption. Tabloid looking to protect tabloid. Sure, it's gonna be a real investigation. Eventually, each one will get their due dates with karma when God decided to carry their baggage. Okay, to release those baggage on those people, because this is the trust that the public have put on elected officials, peoples in a certain authority, position of authority. They're supposed to do something to give people confidence. That way people stay within their lane. But instead they give certain preferences to different people. Okay, the facts ask the remaining chickens if he ever ate any of them. Okay, not sure what the story is, so I can't argue with what I don't know. Never really a big fan of his anyway, so-called girl here. A bit disappointing. It seems very wishy-washy, with emphasis on denial and no mention of the 3 years investigation by Byline. This is why so many people prefer Byline time, because Byline seems to be the only credible paper. I don't know if there's another one, but at least I'm aware of Byline's investigation. They really tackle some tough questions, tough topics.
Now, taking a look at poverty and health back here in Britain. Now, this week saw the inquest into the death of the young boy Awab Ishak. And the conclusion was that toxic mold in his house had led to his death.
Okay, I wish you had focused on the Byline piece instead of his denial. Your piece seemed incomplete. That's good. People are reading those things, so they're not relying on one source. That's good. That's good. Reading these comments make me feel good that people are reading other sources. They don't just stay in one, get their information in one place. Okay, do your job, Becca Berry, and report fully on actual allegation, not just this man's denial. What happened to journalism? There's plenty of evidence of actual criminality here, not just tabloid gossip, as per you, Edwards. Yet ITV are still talking about him. Why is that? Okay, they should look into how Wootton got the breaking news of Megxit. That's another thing. Baggage forgot. What is it? I brought that up in one of my videos. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. Karma is a oh no, honey. Karma is a classy, wise elder that will calmly sit you down and serve you a tea you later realize was laced with the same poison you serve others for years. Okay, I'm glad other people are seeing that, because I brought it up in one of my videos. I don't think I said much, but I brought I think thumbnails of one of the videos that had his face on it, Johnny Depp or something like that. I don't remember what I put on it. Yep, that's right. Okay, it took that effing time. How good it feels to live into divine justice. I mean, we haven't seen justice yet. People are talking about it. It's coming out. That's not justice. Justice will be when there's a punishment that follows. Next tweet. Okay, I do recall Dan Wootton writing a nasty, gloating story about Tom BRADBY. I bet Tom had a good evening tonight. Let's see this one. Okay, Dan Wootton, Prince William ends his 20-year friendship with ITV Tom BRADBY over him siding with his brother Harry and becoming a mouthpiece for his and Meghan's gripes about the royals. 2 decades-long friendship between Prince William and Tom BRADBY is now over, says senior royal sources. Duke of Cambridge has been left annoyed that the high-profile presenter has sided with his brother Harry. Communications between Duke of Sussex in California and BRADBY in London had become commonplace. But in contrast, William is said to no longer trust the high-profile journalist who was once a close confidant. I mean, journalists should not be your close confidant. They should just report the fact. That's all. So that was back in 2021, 8 April 2021. They were once the most unlikely of close pals, a future king of England and the Dutch ITV newsman. But the 2 decades-long friendship between Prince William and Tom BRADBY is now over, according to senior royal sources. So BRADBY probably just report the fact, and then give the other one, I don't know, for him to kiss his ass or something. So because of that, he felt like he should not be his friend. I mean, this is the thing that Charles sort of trained William to be friend with papers, so they could write nice pieces for you. But if you're doing something shitty and they report the shitty things, so what you should be upset for? My goodness. Okay, I remember the headline before. Great receipt you got there. Lots of people are gloating. There's that commercial. There's another piece here from The Guardian. The Guardian has, over the last 3 years, talked to multiple individuals working in the media who have been approached online by Dan Wootton using the name Martin Brenning, offering tens of thousands of pounds in return for performing sexual act on camera. There's that. I mean, I'll click on it to leave the link for you, but I'm not gonna read it. Okay, whatever Dan Wootton has on Prince William is big. I just know it. Right, that's a different tweet. These are additionals. Okay, so let's see. So Daily Mail, Express et al. Are contacting a farmer's market in America about a dog policy. What? this is off topic now. While ignoring serious allegation on Dan Wootton cash for sexual images story. British media where sexual perversion is a weapon to be widely only when beneficial. Yeah, this is the thing they've been using. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, that's about video ITV. Okay, let's see here. 1 minute and 44 seconds. I think that's another one. The same one that I just showed you. Okay, ITV News, they have reported on the Dan Wootton story. Now they need to discuss it thoroughly on the morning shows. Let's see here if it's the same one. Otherwise, I'm going to stop right in between.
The Sun journalist turned GB News presenter Dan Wootton used the opening minutes of his programme tonight to speak out against what he called a smear campaign and unspeakable slurs against him on social media. Both the Sun and the Mail have confirmed tonight that they are investigating allegations against him. And Rebecca is here to
yeah, that's the same thing I just show you. So let's read the comments here. Okay, they didn't mention the accusation at all or the multiple people that have spoken out. They only mention his angle, not good. Okay, about time, there's this. Tom BRADBY is one of the few decent journalists left in Britain. He knows Harry personally too. Okay, ridiculous reporting, no mention of police also looking into it, but she wouldn't have enough time when Sussexes just had to be included. I mean, it's just to, I guess, to sort of give a connection, in fact. Okay, in fact, they should have 10 guests dissecting Dan Wootton exposed situation. He was employed for a long time on ITV, Lorraine, so okay, Dan Wootton is a sexual predator, period. So tomorrow Dan will blame this on Meghan and her powerful Winkies Wizard of Oz reference. Just wait and listen. Okay, I like the reporter mentioned sad little man broke the story about the Sussexes leaving UK. Yeah, he had to mention it, something like that. Because how did he get it? And that should pretty much maybe open the gate for other things. This is important because the royal family made him untouchable by supplying the source to him. It has made him their favorite attacking wolf. The police should be investigating too. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's not going anywhere. All the people are on the perfect spot. I call it base, like in baseball. They are in perfect bases, so when their people get into trouble and then they just turn a blind eye, they'll let you know what you want to hear. That is, yes, I'm investigating. Take a while, go eat their sandwich, go play volleyball, you know, whatever it is that they do for fun, and then a couple months later they come back, they didn't find anything. All right, so don't hold your hope too high. This is why I say baggage for God. Let God deal with them personally. Okay, I like the reporter mentioned said little man broke the story about the Sussexes leaving UK. This is important because the royal family made him untouchable by supplying the source to him. It has made him their favorite attacking wolves. The police should be investigating too. Wow, took long enough. They had to say something because it was beginning to look conspicuous by the silence in mainstream news. Nothing more will be said unless some really incriminating news breaks regarding this. Story is pretty much buried. Yeah, that's it. She understands the assignment. That's exactly that. Yeah, that's it. I love the split screen on News at 10. They seem to show people where wrongdoing is concerned look like prison bars. I remember Boris was never off them over Partygate. Right, so whatever. Anyway, I haven't following that much, so never mind. Next tweet. Okay, the same thing again. People should ask themselves, how did Dan Wootton come to have a massive royal story about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? It made him famous, a scoop that changed the royal family. Where did he get it? How did he get it? Okay, so all of this is God working its magic. I don't know. Okay, maybe for open his mouth into the Sussexes, and then things are unveiling, and that led for people to know much about him. My goodness, let's see here. Because Dan Wootton has a relationship with Jason Kenoff, who worked for the palace, specifically for William, the Prince of Pegging. They were in the same school, and Wootton can practice, that's the word here, to get in touch with royal gossip, even often lies. Alright, let's see here. Okay, this is too small. This is where he went to school. There's Jason Kenoff, and then there's Dan Wootton. Okay, let's see here. Credit to this. That's what's his name? The one, Kate's brother. All right, there's all of this. Okay, so this is a bit more readable. Friend and I bushwhack rivets at one another to denote the intel was particularly riveting. If I ever want someone to call me back with 5 seconds, I simply pen them a text with the word gas. It always work. My chum Camilla Long, telly critic of the Sun Times, call me for information exchange, i.e. gossip, about 5 times a day. So I hit her up for a quote. Can you give me one of your classic Camilla lines, like gossip is your love gravy or something? I demand. Gossip is like London, she came up with. Gossip is like London, she came up with. No wonder why Harry hate the UK. Because too much gossip, too much nonsense. People are into all of your personal stories, personal lives. Okay, if you are tired of gas, you are tired of life. The other day, I was told a piece of gossip concerning a senior royal so thermonuclear that is scorched the inside of my eyelid. Alright, so that's this here. It's just nonsense. Okay, there's that. Okay, you see it. Alright, what's next here? Prince William and Jason Kenoff. There's the thing here. Give him whatever one of those medals. Okay, because according to Harry and his book, Spare Dan had a secret relationship with someone in the palace, and because of that relationship, that's how he got that exclusive. Okay, Homila and Billy are great sources since they both have quite a bit to gain from tearing down the Sussexes. Too bad, not really. Their bad acts are boomeranging, turning all eyes and reason mind back to the obvious sources, them. Per William. Okay, so that's a different language. I love the way they directly tie the Harry and Meghan scoop to him. Yes. Is it not thanks to the so-called source, aka secret contract between the British media, the firm, and the royal family? And why did he get it? We all know how. He made his rep off that story, and the audacity of him. The show is hateful and very biased. What is there to investigate? People will not come forward if it wasn't true. See what happened when your mouth lies about the Sussexes. Please do remember, what's hidden the dark shall come to light. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, Dan Wootton still. The disconnect between men complaining he's being hounded with allegation when he's based his whole career on hounding people with allegation is quite something, Dan Wootton exposed. Yes, and he's a wretched person, but these are still only allegations, and we need to we identify them as such, not treat them as fact. That's true, but still, the investigation, whose side those people, who's gonna investigate this kind of thing? Okay, to put the truth out there, because these people have their bodies in every corners. Okay, Emma, that's pathological sociopathic behavior, Epstein number 2. Imagine the audacity of this man. Okay, there's this again. I'm not gonna play it. I'm picturing the crisis team at each tabloid having a meltdown on how to cover up Dan Wootton exposed. There's that commercial. It's interesting that it's now reaching the mainstream media. There's that. What was it the other day? I was listening to some conversation on Twitter. Some of the squad were talking about it, like way before it came out. It's like, it's gonna come out. Okay, I know, right? Thank you, Emma. Dan Wootton has done plenty of this. Karma is a glorious queen today. Those who stir the shit pot should have to lick the spoon. There's that. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. There's Brian Cathcart, another journalist in the UK that I follow. Reasonable. Okay. On the subject of Dan Wootton, here's a piece I wrote about an example of his work at The Sun. A cruel jab at a pregnant woman, no name source. They were told it was false but spread it over the front page anyway, 24 hours on. Correction, page 2. Okay, so let's go into that. I think I have it open already, did I? Yeah, I think I did. So there it is. The link will be in the description. I'll read some. I think it's pretty lengthy. Okay, Meghan in the car park. Anatomy of a Royal News story, Brian Cathcart. That was back October 25th, 2019. Okay, on 12 April this year, the front page headline of The Sun was not "In Meg's Backyard." The report began, "Prince Harry and Meghan have infuriated royal household staff at Windsor by banning them from using a car park because it overlooked their new home." The allegation was false. The couple had not banned anyone from using a car park. That may not come as a shock. After all, only 7% of the population said they will trust a Sun journalist to tell the truth, and in any case, who cares about royal car parks? Nonetheless, there is something revealing and important about this story and the way the Sun behaved. It illustrates extremely well how easily fiction masquerading as journalism get into print and into public conversation. And although this particular front page fiction happened to have been about royalty, the next one could be about you or me or anyone else, so it matters. Here is what happened. This is exactly that. From the lawsuit that Harry and Meghan were doing, you people needs to care about it, because eventually it could be you. He understand that, and this is the first time I'm seeing this article, by the way. Before publication, the day before its report appears, The Sun told the royal household it was working on a story about Prince Harry and his wife banning staff from the car park. In response, a representative of the couple stated that although the arrangement for use of the car park had changed, that decision had nothing to do with the Sussexes. Why did The Sun think otherwise? It would report that a royal staffer had told its reporter the following, to say, "With upset and annoyed is a massive understatement. We can only assume that Harry and Meghan don't want to look out of their window and see cars coming and going and member of staff walking into the club." That was the sum total of the paper's evidence that the couple were responsible. No documents, no name source, just an unnamed person, vaguely described, and even by the Sun own account, this person did not actually state as fact that Prince Harry and his wife imposed the alleged ban, merely that we can only assume it was them. Okay, publication. As we've seen, despite the denial, The Sun went ahead and published a front-page lead story presenting the allegation against the couple in outrage terms. 3 headlines, a picture, caption, and 2 paragraphs appear across the front page, a further 3 headlines, and 12 more paragraphs on page 7. Oh my God. Look at when they're talking anything negative about Harry and Meghan, huge front page, look how big it is. But when it's time to correct things, you could hardly find a thing. The first 7 paragraphs describe a tone of indignation and apparent high-handed decision by the royal couple, hinting strongly that it was made by the Duchess. The result was inconvenience and expense of low-paid royal staff, it was said, and all because the couple did not want their view spoiled. My goodness. Then in the 8th paragraph, nearly halfway down, the section that appear on the inside page, The Sun report, quote, "Last night, a senior source at Windsor Castle insists Harry and Meghan had not demanded the change. They said the car park will not be closed entirely, but confirmed fewer people will be able to use it." They added the decision was made as a result of a review by the superintendent of the castle. And this is where Charles should have come in and put a stop to that, but instead just let it run. After this, the angry story of the unreasonable royal resumed as before. Okay, so there's more. Oh, did I say IPSO? There's IPSO. Okay, so let's continue. I want to see how IPSO respond to that, because when it first happened, I wasn't really too deep into the Harry and Meghan thing. Okay, 24 hours after publication, following a complaint made on behalf of the Sussexes, The Sun removed the article from its website. Within days, it also offered to publish on page 2 a correction stating, quote, "We now accept that the parking changes were not requested by the Duke and Duchess. We are happy to correct the record and apologize for any distress caused." And then that's the thing. They keep on repeating the same thing over and over. They make that huge deal and then, oh, I'm going to apologize. Meanwhile, they make money from the first time they wrote the nonsense. Pause for a moment here. Not one new fact had emerged, yet suddenly The Sun was ready to admit its story was wrong. What does that tell us? it tells us that the Sun knew all along that it could not defend its story. Yeah, that's exactly that. The paper only admitted the story was wrong after it had splashed. That's the thing. They already made their money and all of that. It gets into people's psyche and all that. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And then make money off of that as well. Alright, the paper only admitted the story was wrong after it had splashed the unjustified allegation over its front page and its website, allowing word to spread among its readers and beyond for a whole day. Then once the damage was done, it swiftly offered a brief correction to be buried on page 2. That's the thing. Yeah, that's it. Why the Sun felt comfortable acting in this way becomes clear when we look at the consequences of its action, or rather the absence of consequences. Okay, so this is what makes me want to continue reading the IPSO role. The role of IPSO. Prince Harry and his wife knew that few readers will notice a short paragraph on page 2. The false allegation had been made on the front page, so they said the correction should be there too, or at least a short notice drawing attention to it. When the Sun refused, they took the matter to IPSO. That's the thing here. So that was the one he made complaint for, and then they rejected it. The puppet complained body of the corporate press. Okay. Feeble though IPSO is, it does promise to ensure that correction receive due prominence, and the royal couple felt they had a strong case. They underestimate the shamelessness of those they were dealing with. While IPSO made no attempt to defend the Sun, claimed that the couple were responsible for the ban, it declared that the wording of the promptness of the paper's correction proposal was sufficient. This is the thing. And that putting the correction on page 2 would be sufficiently prominent, the Sussex's claim was thus rejected. Okay, so that's where all of this came from. Okay, how was this justified? Prepare for some vintage IPSO doublespeak. Okay, the so-called regulators stated the front page headline, "Not in Meg Backyard," was a play on word which did not in isolation suggest that the complainant were behind the changes to the car park. The key word here are in isolation. It's true that if you saw those 5 words out of context, you will struggle to find meaning in them, but as IPSO knew very well, they were not presented in isolation. They appear alongside a large paragraph of the Duchess and a mugshot of her husband with the caption "Ben Harry and Pregnant Meghan," and the article below, to which the reader's eyes was artfully drawn, began bluntly, "Prince Harry and Meghan have infuriated the royal household staff at Windsor by banning them from using the car park. No one in their right mind could deny that the message of the front page was that the couple were responsible for the supposed ban, but like Nelson put it, the telescope to his blind eye and saying, 'I see no ship,' IPSO complaint committee arbitrarily chose to view the headline in isolation and see no allegation at all." Okay, so there's more. You could finish with it. Oh, did I finish with it? I guess I did. Okay, so there's more. You could finish with it, and then after that, Harry never go to them anymore. And then this is what bring the made him go to court for the phone hacking and many other things. All right, let's read some of the comments here. That's a very good article, by the way. His colleagues knew the true nature of this man, and they still allow him to hound women in public life to complete breakdown. Okay, I have no sympathy for him. He's waged a hate campaign for years and is turning on him with a vengeance. Court can decide he's innocent, but he'd do well to look at his word and action and future. Okay, and future. And look what he did to Johnny Depp as well, also playing with words, calling him a wife beater. And then Johnny Depp called him and the Sun to court. And then Johnny lose the case. So there's a possibly the same thing might happen because these people have their bodies in proper places. Baggage for God. This is a baggage for God. Alright, the same man knew what was being said against Caroline Flack was a lie, yet he continued to attack her till she took her life. Said a lot about the toxic British media that he continues to be platform to bully famous women. He deserved every negative and bad act he received, and the ones to come, pure demon. All right, there's this. I hope Dan Wootton is an abuser, right in jail. But let's give that baggage to God. How has he gotten by with so much for so long without any consequences? Maybe this typifies the very essence of the British nation. Dan Wootton is a common thug. What was it? That video that I have on PYTE, how the tabloid started. They know how this works. They know how this works. And they quickly create a backup of that. When their papers do their nonsense, they create the IPSO, they put their bodies there, just turn a blind eye. Give people confidence that we're there to keep an eye on the papers. But it's their bodies that looking after it. Okay, just turn a blind eye. And then what was it in one of the papers that I was reading? Those newspapers, they have their lawyers who works with them when they're putting something out, how they could maneuver around the law. Okay, absolutely deplorable. The Sun and the rest of the tabloid have no ethic, no moral compass. IPSO are enablers and hold no one to account. Dan Wootton is another thing entirely. UK media need reform. Yep, the entire thing, the entire country. This disgusting practice is applied by all the UK rags who act with no consequences as if they're God gifts to the people. Alright, so there's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, there's this. Okay, let's mute. Today, GB News advertiser. Oh, so that's stop funding hate. So who went and shared this? Okay. Today, GB News advertisers include. So they list all the advertisers that were being shown in his platform. Let's see here. Pure Cremation. Okay. Jet to Tweet. Okay. There's this Money Supermarket, Trust Plan. There they are here. You could look at them. Okay, so they pretty much advertised their thing on his platform when he was doing the thing, his show. Okay. Not only is this a dangerous conspiracy theory, it is grossly insulting to the many Jewish families that lost loved ones to COVID-19 during the pandemic. Okay, Jewish group criticized GB News host over dangerous conspiracy. Beverly Turner tweeted that COVID causes less harm to certain ethnicities. What? East Asian and Ashkenazi Jews. Foresee anyone? Okay, so there's that here. Okay, there's another thing here. The publisher behind Murdoch's Toxic Son and Jonathan Hemsworth, Toxic Mail Online, are looking into allegation that Lagatom funded GB News, Dan Wootton inappropriately offered tens of thousands of pounds in return for sexual material. There's that commercial. Latest update. Come on. Finally, Dan Wootton abuser story has made it into a decent news outlet. Thank you for this. I have booked with Jet to Tweet before, but won't ever again. Alright, stop funding hate. So these are the people who companies that funding Dan Wootton show. Alright, next tweet. It's up to us. Okay, it's us little people. If we're doing business with those people who's okay with the hate, with all the stuff that's happening, and we're buying their product and we subject to their nonsense, then the thing continue until it reaches you and then they eliminate you. Alright, so like Brian Cathcart was saying in the article, alright, eventually it could be you. Alright, poor Karen. Oh no, this pulls Harry and Meghan right, and he has linked to Jason Kenoff. What is going on? I'm struggling right now. So this is the byline thing. She retweeted it. Okay, I will put the link of that article in the description. Okay, bahaha, hilarious. Let me pause this because I know I got black from it before. She will give these guys a call. Okay, the Meghan Markle help hotline. Okay, I played it before, but YouTube, you know what? You could listen to it. I'll put screenshot. I think the first time that I share it, I didn't know how it works with YouTube. Okay, let's listen to this, and then I'll go to the next one after that one.
I'm a middle-aged man with an embarrassing problem. I've formed a strong negative opinion about a woman whose life doesn't even affect me. And I like to express that rage in the public domain. Luckily, there's now a number I can call.
Hello, you've called the Meghan Markle helpline.
If you've got a ridiculous opinion about Meghan Markle, our helpline workers are bravely standing by, ready to endure your take so others don't have to.
Who did this woman think she is that she can come along and damage the reputation of the royal family? I mean, that's Prince Andrew's job.
But why did he marry a commoner? It's against tradition. He should have married one of his own family.
I mean, she's so fake. Why can't she just be down to earth like his family that lives in the giant castle and dresses every day like they're in some sort of Jane Austen Comic-Con?
Why are they going off on their own instead of leeching off the taxpayer? You know, like the good royals.
If you got riled up by the Oprah Winfrey interview you watched of your own free will, our operators are ready to put up with you.
I mean, what a performance. I'll tell you what, she can make a decent career as an actor.
Sir, can I get you to pull up IMDb?
Oh my God, she's been gainfully employed. Then she definitely shouldn't be a royal.
That was the worst Oprah interview I've ever been in the audience for. I looked under my seat several times and there was no car under here.
Rest assured, the Meghan Markle helpline covers every possible type of complaint.
Press 1 if your complaint is about race. Press 2 if your complaint is not about race, but deep down is kind of about race.
But my complaint isn't about race.
Oh, what's it about then? Hello?
And because we know this isn't a race issue and you hold all royals to the same bizarre standards, we've also set up the Kate Middleton helpline.
Hello? Wrong number. I think you're after...
The Meghan Markle helpline, a made-up helpline for a made-up problem.
Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. I remember seeing that. Alright, next one. Seeing all the papers that ignore the accusation eagerly covering his denial is truly a sight to behold. Okay, so there's GB News here. Dan Wootton fight back tears as he denies smear campaign allegation. Okay, there's Express, there's this, Mirror. They're all the same. They're all the same. So they're gonna report the same thing. They just change the words. Okay, classic Dhola. The criminal is pretending to be the victim. Yeah. Okay, I mean, this is why he felt like he could do the alleged thing that is mentioned about him, because he got people the right place and allow him to do the things allegedly. Okay, does Britain have any credible print media? Byline that is, for now, are the tabloid a symbol of the British press, or are they rags that most folks ascribe very little weight? I used to think the BBC was legit. It was, but they made sure to destroy it so people could turn on into the GB News. Okay, I spoke about it in one of my videos. Okay, BBC was legit, but after the whole car chase coverage a few months back, I'm questioning them as well. So let the blind see. Okay, no, shameless people. I lost trust in the British media years ago, but I really hope this opened up a lot of people's eyes. That's the thing. Let the blind see. A lot of people's eyes at what's happening with this story. The press in this country needs reforming. It is really in the gutter. The way they are willing to protect certain people is ridiculous. And also, this should prove Harry right again. Some of the things Harry have said. Okay, he's fighting back tears in almost every headline to make sure readers empathize with him. It's honestly quite sickening to watch them shape the narrative this way. Malcolm X was right about the media. Alright, may he rest in peace. Isn't that interesting? I feel like somebody predicted this play. That's Dr. Shola. Prediction. If guilty, Martin Brennan will claim mental health, Soto threatened to do something extreme to his life to avoid consequences, and apologists will defend him. They'll say the kind of something he never is. Don't forget Caroline Flack, Meghan Markle, byline. Okay, it's the same repetition of things. People will think that others who've been paying attention to the UK media have some sort of a crystal ball, but these people repeat the same pattern. Okay, it's so gross. North Korea couldn't do better propaganda. When he and his colleague drove Meghan to tears, he accused her of faking it. The evil that men do lives after them. The harder they all come for Meghan, the harder they all fall. Okay, I love it when chicken comes home to roost, then deserve this. Point. Next, he'll say it's Meghan's fault. Just watch. Okay, baggage for God. Next tweet. Okay, there's this. Meghan Markle's biggest haters keeps taking L's. The loss. Alright, so there's that. Piers Morgan leaves Good Morning Britain amid row over Harry and Meghan comments. ITV boss Caroline McCall made her feeling known about the incident involved Morgan, saying she personally believed Meghan. Okay, so that was back in 2021. Okay, Meghan Markle press watchdog upholds sexism complaint over Jeremy Clarkson's column. Okay, back in 2023. Oh, last month, Friday. Okay, former Top Gear presenter say he dreamt. Okay, so that's the word here. I don't need to repeat it. Okay, GB News star Dan Wootton unmasked and cashed for sexual images catfishing scandal, and the first part of a 3-year special investigation by Line Times revealed the account of victims targeted by the powerful TV presenter by Dan Evans and Tom Latchen. That was July 23, and I read that with you. That was like 2 days ago. Okay, as they should do, got a few more to pop. I hope she's enjoying her large copper piping hot tea. There's that commercial. Matter of time follows her then. They're finding it tough that the whole new audience is discovering Suit on Netflix and loving her acting. Thought and prayers. Queen Meghan is getting a lot of wins recently. Alright, so there's that. Let's go to the next tweet. There's James O'Brien. So apparently it seems like he's on vacation or something. Bloody hell. So he retweeted that. Okay, so let me click on it now so I could get the link so I don't search for it later. Okay, so there's the article. This is the article that I read. Okay, the silent in the UK press establishment is deafening. Okay, James, we need you on LBC this week. Why do you always go on holiday when big stories break? There's that. Dan Wootton. There's this. Thanks for picking this up. You're about the only nationally known British journalist who has the thumbs up. There's that. Additional reporting by Line. There's a link here. Bloody immigrants coming over here stalking our men because he's from another country. Okay, the kettle is boiling. We need to get ready. Piping hot copper. Alright, so there's that. When Prince Harry talks about the media holding his royal family hostage, believe him. UK media scum have so much on the royal family, and return the monarchy protects them. It doesn't take rocket scientists to see why the media collectively goes after Meghan and Harry, but stay mute on every piece, then royal family, etc. Disgraceful. Okay, so there's that here. Prince Harry tried to tell us about the twisted relationship with Sad Little Man, Jason Kunoff. There's all of those names here, aka Peachy King Gang, Prince of Pegging. Okay, so there's that. Allegations this week against Dan Wootton include blackmail, extortion, rape, abuse, stalking. How has this been covered up for so long? When the police have been involved, and other journalists and people in the media involved? Bloody hell is putting it mildly. This tea is hot. Okay, he needs holding to account. So Dan Wootton is a sexual predator, apex of the predator heap in Britain. What secret does Dan Wootton have over Prince William? Alright, so there's more comment. Let's move on. They're just looking after each other. Alright, so I'm gonna click this, pause your screen and read it. Okay, let me go to the next tweet, just in case some of you were curious, since it popped up on my screen. Next one. All the people who desire Harry and Meghan so publicly and champion the rest of the royal so loudly are literally the worst people on this earth. So I think I'm on the right side of history. Quote, if the British media hate you, you're probably doing something right. Princess Diana. Wow. Okay, so there's the byline article again. Okay, yep. It's only the people with moral who see how awful the British media is. Those without find it convenient. That's for sure. Okay, Queen Diana, always her love for everyone. Okay, there's Meghan Bestie. Total agree 100%. We are definitely on the right side of history, fighting against racism, bigotry, hate, misinformation, disinformation, untruthful, etc. Be on the right side of history. There's that. Alright, so this is my last one. I have 3 tweets now as has nothing to do with the royals. Okay, there's the first one. LOL. Alright, Megan's Mood and Montecito. Megan Marco. Okay, so I forgot this one is has Megan in it. I'll be putting screenshot, but listen to the audio.
Listen, sometimes it's okay to be the villain in the made-up story that these people got going on in their mind. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm okay. I'm okay that in your story, I'm the villain. Because you the clown in mine. A whole clown.
So this is Megan's Mood and Montecito right now. So they all a clown in her story. OMG, this went the internet this whole damn week. LOL. Oh my gosh. I said the same thing. Perspective. There's that. Alright, these are extra things. What are they talking here? Funny how all these journalists who have been silent about the accusation against Dan Wootton over the past few years and days have all of a sudden fired up their Twitter fingers to tweet about his statement calling this a witch hunt. They all a baggage for God. Next tweet. Alright, this one is Biden ad. Okay. So the other day I saw what's her name? That Marshall Taylor Greene or something like that was talking about what President Biden did, and I was like, is she for real? I mean, it was the truth that she was saying, but she made it sound as if it was a bad thing. So there's President Biden using it for his ad. Okay, I'm deceased. And she retweet President Biden. I approve this message. Let's listen. 35 seconds.
Joe Biden had the largest public investment in social infrastructure and environmental programs that is actually finishing what FDR started, that LBJ expanded on, and Joe Biden is attempting to complete programs to address.
Like this is a bad thing. Infrastructure, bridge, road. I mean, some of the things President Obama wanted to do, but the GOP stopped it, and there's President Biden who's doing it. Okay? So she's making it seem like it's a bad thing.
Address education, medical care, urban problems, rural poverty, transportation, Medicare, Medicaid, labor unions. And he still is working on it.
I don't know. What did she think? How did she see that? That's a bad thing? And there's President Biden said, I approve this message. Okay, and the last part where they end, listen to this. And he's still working on it.
Reunions. And he still is working on it.
That's like a giving. If any of the GOP is listening, wow, he's doing all of these good things. Okay, sign my name up. My goodness, there's me here. When I first heard her said this, I can't believe what I heard came out of her mouth. I knew this would have happened. Okay, you and me both. There's that. This is a top level. Okay, that's commercial. Okay, boss, I can hear the ether music on this video. There's this. I can't even LOL. Okay, our president is the best. There's that. Love a petty president. Those memes were indeed true. Alright, so let's go to my last one. This is my very last one. Okay. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, I had to leave on a LOL after this, all those crazy stories I've just shared with you. So we have to live in a good mood. Timeline cleanse, courtesy of Puppy TikTok. Have a good night, folks. 29 seconds. Listen to this. This is what got me. Watch. There. Look at the mom. Let me move it back. Look at the dog. Look, that's the mom. Hey, let the puppy play with the boy, and it's chasing the ball.
Stop it! Stop it!
That is so cute. Look at this. There's the laugh here, laughing. There's this, the hot adobo. Morning here, I'm having breakfast. Have a good night's sleep. So sweet. Alright. This is extra. Okay, there's royal soda. Think that's completely different. Discover more. Think that may have required a fifth take just to be sure. Okay. What is that? Okay, let me stop. I said that was it, so let me stop. Okay, I love petty RS. Okay. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for thanks. Okay, let's do that. Okay, simple prayer of gratitude. Thank you, Lord, for the blessing you have bestowed on my life. You have provided me with more than I could ever have imagined. You have surrounded me with people who have always looked out for me. You have given me family and friends who bless me every day with kind words and action. Okay, let's pick one of these. Prayer of thanksgiving, giving thanks to the Lord. Redeemer, we give you thanks for waking us up on this glorious day. We thank you for protection, not only over ourselves, but for our loved ones as well. We give thanks for health, strength, grace, forgiveness, peace, joy, for loving us unconditionally and never failing us. We thank you for every blessing and also for every trial, for they shape us into who we are meant to be and who you want us to be. In Jesus' name, amen. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And also, don't forget to check my Patreon. This is another way you could support me. And it's public now. Finally, after maybe 2 years, I've been saying it. Yeah, I finally have it up. So please go support me there. Alright, so that is it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.